Greetings, one and all, to this week's episode of 10 o'clock. This isn't the fourth time I've tried to start this at all. What are you insinuating? Shit.
We're professionals.
Yeah, episode 376 of 10 o'clock. Myself and Loz here to talk about some Warframe related stuff. And yeah, how you doing, Loz? You doing good?
Pretty good.
I don't know what, like, you've got some weird lighting on you right now. That's, it makes you look a lot more like redder, if that makes sense.
Oh, I'm actually using a different world right now because I just used the base world rather than the Lisette. So it might be different. That's interesting. I didn't realize it had a different light. Oh, well, there we go. A little bit red.
I get used to these weird light things. Anyway,
well, you know,
right.
I'm still stuck in Fortuna, as you can see.
Fortuna.
And they're having a disco party, so that's probably just why all the red. Yeah.
Right, so first thing we do every week is emblems. So, Lars, you'll find the emblems in the Discord conversation.
I will.
Yeah, you will. If you scroll up, you'll find them.
Mm.
And I
like yours.
I need to actually have a pen.
The reason I don't like mine is because the A in Italy looks like a 4.
It is a 4.
Well, I think it's not meant to be, and if it is, that's silly. Because
It's
it for Lee is silly.
It's leet speak.
No, it's not.
No. Yeah.
So I do like the logo on mine, but I think overall I just like the little details in yours, like on one side with the non-symmetrical thing with the little kerning feather and the little details on the face. It is cool. I believe you have won this one.
Cool, right? However, if you wish to win 75 platinum for your platform of choice, go in the description below where you'll find a link to the Google form for this week's polls. Enter your answers to the polls and you will have a chance of winning 75 platinum for your platform of choice. Right, where are we at? Done the emblems, haven't we?
We've done the emblems.
Cool, right, so we're going to move on to Dojo Dusting. Are you able to take the times?
I am, but I'll probably make a thing appear.
Cool, right.
But I'm not making a thing appear. That's weird.
Count your blessings. Right. So, just to reiterate, in the description below, there is a submission form separate from the questionnaire, which is to review fan enemy concepts. The fan enemy concepts will be reviewed on episode 380. The submissions will close on... Crap, when did I say they were going to close? They're going to close on episode 379. Give Loz and myself 1 week to actually review them. We've already got 2 submissions. Hilariously, I put in-game name as a field and someone thought it actually meant the enemy name, and I'm like, no, I meant your in-game name. So we got one.
Should have put your in-game name.
I changed it. So, like, you know, I added another question which is enemy name, right. And then I added another one which was your in-game name.
There we go.
Good job, me. Anyway, so we're going to be doing that. Last week, depending on how far you actually got into the episode, you will have known that I accidentally spilt my drink on my Corsair K70 keyboard.
Did you?
Yeah. Remember I went, oh shit, really loudly because I knocked my glass of Pepsi Max over my keyboard.
I remember you breaking the keyboard, as in afterwards you told me about it, but I don't remember it happening during 10 o'clock.
Yeah,
literally.
I had
proof. This is proof that anything that happens at 10 o'clock, I forget about.
This is probably one of the few things I do remember. It's so traumatic. Anyway, so unfortunately the keyboard did not survive. The E, D, and I think C keys. No, X key, that was it. They're all dead. And annoyingly, I didn't know this, Corsair don't have hot swappable Cherry MX switches, right? So I went and I bought this stupid tool, right? I don't know if you can easily see it, to actually get the switches out of the keyboard. And I was like, these things are just not budging. And I Googled it, and sure enough, Corsair are like the only company that bloody soldered the Cherry MX switches in. And I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So I'm basically
New keyboard not being a Corsair?
no. I will be getting another Corsair keyboard, right? But I've had that one for a long time. It's just, don't be a
Moment of
fucking muppet.
silence, everyone.
I might actually get
Xeno
like
keyboard.
a many-year warranty. Okay, enough of that. Right.
It's not a...
The right, okay, and then the last thing I wanted to highlight to people, we discovered this literally just before the recording. I strongly advise people that are invested in writing like long discussion pieces in terms of comments to put them in like a Google Doc or something before you actually put them into YouTube. We had someone from last week, they wrote a 2 and a bit part response to the episode, and the middle part was lost. And
now, I still stand by my promise, so everyone knows. Please, if you want to just put a question to us, write it in the description or the comment section of this video below. And I stand by my promise that before we record the next episode, I will read every comment that we have down there. Now, some do get lost in a bit of a filter, which we try and pick up. And I also do it normally just a bit before the episode so I don't miss any.
Yeah.
But we do catch most of them. But then we looked at it today and we're like, 2 replies, and the second one says this is part 3, and we're like, where's the other one gone? And we were like, let's think on this.
The big thing is,
couldn't find it.
It is known that YouTube does lose comments, but these aren't the spam ones. Like the spam filter normally picks up things with like URLs in, and those are things that I can approve and say, yeah, it's fine to show this. But I do know that YouTube has gone really heavy on the profanity filter.
Yeah.
So if you like curse up a storm, that message is just gonna disappear, right? Or if someone reports it, I don't know if anyone would have reported.
I believe people are reporting comments on our videos.
But the thing is, if they did, I wouldn't know about it. It would just disappear. Right. Yeah. So it is what it is. Personally, I strongly recommend try and keep your comments succinct to the point of having it in just one post, right?
Yeah, because I do actually enjoy reading everyone's points, but I do feel bad when I see people write amazingly long things. I read it all, but I can't really, especially that we have the people who pay on Patreon to have their comments definitely read. I can't take multiple points from someone's post on the comments below. So even though I want to, I've got to limit that. So yeah.
Right. Let's move on to the next section. The next section being This Week in Warframe. Did we get any suggestions for a proper title?
Right. Okay. I do have several people suggesting names for this. I don't know how we'll pick which one we will take. Let me find it. So Nick Evans suggested Updates from Behind the Fridge. Zrugal suggested the Warframe Weekly Recap. Or Lisette News Console. JJ24 suggested Loz's Logs. It's a bit too me. I mean, it's not all about me. It's about Warframe.
Yeah.
10 o'clock Time Warp. I like that one. Your Weekly Flashback. Bones the Wonderful suggests Warframe Walk and Talk. Nice one again.
Oh, I like that one.
And Nazza suggested The War Report.
Oh, I do like the War Report a lot. I think we're gonna have to go. I think we're gonna have to go away and sit down and choose one. We'll do it.
Yeah, I think we'll have to choose. I was tempted to put it to the community, but I think maybe we should pick this one because we I just want to get it right. I don't want people to pick it a bit memey, which can happen.
I mean,
groups.
I will say
there's some good ones in there though. Some real good ones.
Though I do love the memey ones, which is like Loz's logs and behind the fridge.
Updates from behind the fridge. Yeah.
So for anyone that doesn't know, my Discord server is called Xeno. Sorry, back of Xeno's fridge, right?
Yeah.
Those are too personalized, whereas War Report is like, this could easily be seen as Warframe related. So
I mean, if you were doing, let's say, a channel update for your Discord server, updates from behind the fridge would be amazing. But,
exactly. I still love them, but we want to keep it like in theme to Warframe. So we'll choose.
So we'll just call it the news still, the Warframe news. because it's things. And I've met the points I've got just for this week, because it's a bit of a dead week. It always this time of year is very dead for Warframe. So the points I've got is we've got the live stream still coming. That's live stream 151, which is on, should be, well, this will come out Monday, so it'll be on the Friday of that week, which is January 29th.
Yep.
Orphix Venom is now finished on the PC, but is now, as of, well, yesterday at time of recording, but it's been a few days for the console players now. It is live on consoles till February 22nd.
Yep.
And just to let everyone know, Nightwave, this current Nightwave, will end on January 24th. That's something that's coming up. In fact, when's this going to... Probably when this come out, actually. I think Nightwave's just ended, isn't it?
Yes, it will have. Right.
Yeah, Nightwave's just ended, everyone. So we'll be a break for, I assume, probably 2 weeks. And then we'll be into the intermission. So just everyone know, Nightwave is being shaped up.
Are we not going straight into the intermission?
Well, I don't know. Sometimes we don't. Sometimes we get like a week off, don't we?
I don't actually remember. I never actually remember. So two additional... Two additional points, right, to what Loz has come up with. So publicly announced, the Ensmallening Part 3.
Yeah.
I was informed that it may or may not have happened by the time that this comes out. I don't think it has happened, because I ended up recording the background footage that everyone can see right now yesterday, and I don't remember having to download a huge file or something. So it may or may not have happened. I really don't know. But in all honesty, I'm always in favor for video games to actually making themselves smaller, considering how massive some games like Call of Duty can be.
But smaller in file size, not smaller in content.
Yes, yeah. They're not pulling a Destiny. Right. And then the last point that Loz hasn't highlighted is that Lavos and the Sedos or Sedos, I don't know. Those parts that were in the Orphix Venom event have now been moved over to Father's just general wares, so you can buy them from him. Yeah. So like, unlike like some of the event exclusive stuff that disappears for months and months, Lavos and everything has gone straight onto...
Is the entire collection? I mean, like the alternative head for Necromax?
I personally don't know about that.
Okay, I'll have to have a look.
I can probably take a quick look. Do you remember what the head was called?
Hell no.
Oh my god, Loz, how can you not know what the head was called? Sorry, I was hoping that my email would actually open faster, but it's... Come on! Faster. There we go. No, it doesn't look like the Necromech part is actually in there.
Fair enough. I'm sure it'll be brought back for other things.
Yep. Right, where's my notes? There's my notes. Right, so that's it from this week in Warframe. Right, and then...
This Warframe news of this week. We don't have a title yet.
Yeah, next week we'll have a title. Right, and then moving on to the next part of the show is the topics for this week. And our topic is I wish people stop giving me shit for using the Bone Widow. So this is to do with Orphix Venom, and even though Orphix Venom has concluded on PC, it is still relevant to consoles.
Yeah.
So right. Void Rig is better for farming sentience and getting high score in the Orphix Venom event. I know that, and if you like playing him, more power to you. Wrong too. I mean, who doesn't like turning into an artillery turret on legs? If we were in a pub, that's probably a pub group, or we join a casual Orphix Venom event squad that agree to simply kill the Orphix and not aim for high score, and the host doesn't specifically say to bring Void Rig when recruiting, bringing Bone Widow should be fair game. Sorry, I got disturbed by that. I just like turning sentience into shish kebabs. I like eating enemies. I like slashing hordes of enemies with a big mama sword and slashing the giant space uterus from any angle. I like nyomming through the whole map unimpeded with the Iron Brigade. Sorry,
Bride.
Iron Bride. With the Iron Bride, Shield Maiden, Slide, Ground Slam combo. I don't understand that last part. I'm assuming it's obviously movement
a mod
thing.
build. Yeah, it's a mod build that probably lets them do some stuff.
Yeah. So obviously the whole thing is about that. Someone chose to bring the Bone Widow over the Void Rig to Scarlet Spear.
Yeah.
To Orphix Venom, and they were getting flack for it, right?
Yeah.
We've both done the event. We did a fair bit of the event, not a huge amount, but we did enough. What did you primarily take when you were doing it?
I primarily took the Void Rig, and I'm in fact I'm sad the event's ended already because I was probably going to spend this weekend because I spent all time multiple times leveling up my Void Rig. I was enjoying it. Once I get the event done, that was my first thing with Necromax. Bone Widow is now I'm going to have to go do level it up without the event. But I do appreciate that the one thing I felt in my Void Rig was that I would just go, I want health, I need health, and the Bone Widow doesn't have to worry about that with leeching. So yeah. Now I also found that even towards the end, I think the best combo would probably be like 2 or 3 Void Rigs and 1 Bone Widow that can just keep itself up and just keep going and murdering mobs the whole time. You don't always need everyone to shoot the what was it? Space vagina?
No, uterus.
Space uterus. Yeah, you don't need everyone to shoot that. Like 1, maybe 2 deployed Void Rigs quickly take that down just in seconds. So you don't want the other people. People don't need to be using the Void Rig. So people taking Bone Widow, I don't have any problem with it. I think you took the Bone Widow, didn't you, most of the time?
Yeah, most of the time I took the Bone Widow.
Yeah. I remember looking at the stats of that. I don't know if I have print screens of it, but you were killing enough mobs. You're doing damage. It's just important. I mean, I have gone on sun runs when you've got people not killing that many of the mobs, and thus the run ends because there's too many mobs around, and Void Rigs will take damage, and then they can't get that health back. So if they take too much damage too quickly because there's too many mobs, that's fine. So if you're going around a Bone Widow and you're focusing on your job and you're doing lots of kills, getting killed with sentients before they get to your Void Rigs, that seems good to me. You've got the sustain, and you should be able to protect the Void Rigs doing their job. There we go.
Yeah, I certainly feel that it's not appropriate for people to give others grief for their choice in a public game.
Yeah.
Like if
I mean, that... Oh, no, you go.
Well, I mean, if you choose to do X, Y, or Z, why should it matter? Why you're a public setting. You haven't organized it. It's not like you're in a, doing, oh God, what's the name of that cursed raid that's gone now? The Trials. Law of Retribution. And you've taken the wrong equipment. It's not like you're, God, what's something else that you could farm? You've gone to do a 300 to 0 point index and no one's taken limbo. I mean, I'm sure there's other ways of dealing with that, but
yeah, and if you're not in survival with Netcross, or you're not on a long run that Trinity or something like that, or some way of sustaining, there are builds like that.
And I don't feel that you should be able to. I don't think people should rightly shit on people for their choices, and likewise I feel that we need to just not take any of this to heart. Does that make sense?
Yeah
Cool. I'm not quite sure if I have anything else to add to this.
We did do it. It depends. So the two points I would like to focus into a bit more is to do with they were saying about pickup group.
Yeah.
And to do with about the concept of pushing if you're going to push. So I'm a bit confused here because they said if we were in a pickup group or when we joined casually, they've agreed to simply kill the Orphix and not aim for a high score. Yes. And I suppose that's the second situation is where they actually put together a group. Now, if you find in chat that there are people asking for people to join their group and you join in and they don't say, everyone must be void rigs, or we are going for this score, so we need people to focus on these things. If you're just like, yeah, we're doing all fixed venom, and you're like, yeah, fine, I'll do all fixed venom, and you go in your bone widow, then they can't complain on that. And then also, what are you trying to achieve in your run? Now, if you there is a limited number of all fixes.
Yeah,
What are they called? All
just
fixes.
put all fix.
Yeah, there's a set number of them, and if I'm right on the third tier mission, the one we did, the scores kind of get to about, was it about 23, 24,000 is where you get with just killing them pretty much and just not trying.
Yeah,
And I saw that
without trying to
and
go for the
people
high
cheesing
score.
it
Yeah,
get like 2 or 3 times that number. Now, if you're going to go and cheese it in a cheese super high score run, you have to put that when you're putting the group together. Now, if there was a weird misconception about, they wanted to push for high score, but they didn't say that, well, that's on their fault. It's not the person who brings the bone widow. It's
yeah,
if you've got to put the group together, you've got to communicate well. It's all about communication. But then also the pub pickup group. If that literally because this is how I ever did it when I was just for having fun. I just click the node and start, and if you get put into a group with a bone widow, well, that's your fault. You've clicked on random group assortment, so it's just randomly assembled a group of people taking bone widow, people taking bone widow. If you don't want to see a bone widow in your group, go into chat, go into recruitment, go make your own, looking for people to do Orphix Venom. Please, no bone widows. Job done. Then you go. Yeah. Then you can complain if people turn up.
yeah.
Yeah. Some people that's what they want to play, and some people also maybe that's the only one they have.
The only thing I can say on this is, like, you've got to realize if you're from the point of view of one of these perpetrators that shit on people for taking something other than what is top gear or the meta or anything like this, you've got to realize that people don't necessarily play for the exact same reason you do, right? You might be after like the super meta high score. Other people might not.
No, I mean I kept running the event, but that's just generally for farming the resource, which I've forgotten to spend. But that's what most people could just be farming for. They're not looking to push high score. They're just looking to do, maybe 10 or 12 or 15,000 score and then just quit out. That's they're not looking for, let's get the perfect super long running 23k or above run.
Yeah.
They just want to get a few points. So then maybe they even want to level their bone widow because it's a good place to level it just to get it out of the way. There we go. You can't complain unless you put your group together.
Agreed.
Yeah. Now, obviously, I always try and think the flip side of that. And I hope I never complain at people for, God, how can they consider to join their group with that Warframe, with that build? That's just crazy and trolling. I'm trying to think if I've ever said that, and I don't think I have. I'm trying to see this from the other angle. And I guess it would be frustrating if you are trying to go for a super maximum score run and that you get in there and you've got 2 random people you think, oh, yeah, this is going to be a great run. And the 4th person's a bone widow. And apparently that's not the most optimal thing. But we didn't have any problems when we did it. We just had fun,
Yeah, I know I was always Bone Widow. Did we have 3 other Void Rigs, or was it 2 Void Rigs, 2 Bone Widows?
I think it was 3 Void Rigs.
Yeah. But even so, like, it was still fine. We weren't massively struggling, but we weren't trying to get like 49,000 per person in the team, right?
Exactly.
There are people that have got crazy high scores through exploitation, not through oh god, intended play. And so what are you going to do? Are you going to cheat just as much as them? And then, oh no, D don't like this, and they've just deducted your score. Oh no, they've taken my score away because I used an exploit. I mean, I don't know if you remember World First killing Wrath the Lich King, killing Arthas.
Yeah.
Yeah, and how it was done through an unintended exploit.
Yeah, I think Nazoth was as well recently.
And then, that World First was taken away from them.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah. Right. Should we go to the replies?
Yeah, let's have a look at some replies. Okay. That's weird. In my experience, Bone Widow is pretty damn tanky with the percentage HP drain, and I'm able to keep trucking deep into Operation Orphix Venom runs, whereas the Void Rig starts to die. Now, Bone Widow does take some investment, and avoiding certain arc melee mods that are very undertuned, looking at you attack speed, but I find the damage more than enough to kill sentience. That's pretty fair. Yeah, that's a fair run. We did that run. When we did that run to get the score, how many times did your Bone Widow get knocked out? Remember?
God, like maybe a couple tops.
I think it must have been at least 4 or 5 that my Void Ray got knocked out, because it just, once it starts accumulating damage, there's very few sources of health repair on there.
Yeah, I don't even think the Vazarin heal can actually heal it, which I think is bullshit.
Yeah.
You know,
It's so inconsistent, these things.
yeah. But to me, like, wait, hold on, where was I going with this?
Vazarin can't heal it.
No, not that. There was another point that made in this that
very
no,
tanky with HP drain.
the one thing that I did find was viable with the main reason why people would take the Void Rig, from what I saw from my experience, was just to destroy the Orphix itself. Right? People didn't take the Void Rig to, you know, outperform anything else. It was to bring out the artillery to destroy the Orphix. That, from my memory, that was the main reason why people took the Void Rig. Yeah? Moving on.
I mean, when people like Brozime specifically advise people to quit out of a session if someone in your squad is using a Bone Widow, what do you expect?
I'm going to try and be reserved in this. I don't like that. I don't like people dictating what other people should take. I don't like dictating other people's enjoyment because I care about my enjoyment more. I've had this exact same situation with other people playing other games, right? With games like Heroes of the Storm, where people would demand that we come save this one person that was in the wrong place at the wrong time because he thought he had the best idea ever by sneaking around the base. Sorry, round the back. He got killed by the lane minions, the mobs. Rather than actually being at our base, defending our base from the entirety of the other team. And as a result, we lost that game. I don't like, and everyone said, why did you do this? Oh, because I thought, because it was the best idea. Like, it was the best thing we could have done. It's like, no, it was the stupid idea. We lost because of it. Anyway, I don't like it when there are people out there that dictate how you should play. Oh, you don't have primed continuity? Right? Get out. This is when people say, like, years ago, we used to have loads of people turn around and say we should be able to inspect other people's builds before we do a mission. And I am 99% against that. Like, the only 1% that I would appreciate doing that is to help someone with their build to make sure that they've not taken something that goes against what they should be doing, right? But to scrutinize other people, no, that's a shit move in my book.
But just to goes one step further, it says advise people to quit out of a session if someone in your squad is using a Bone Widow. So you've clicked a random join a random group. The game puts you in a random group just to do it, and you're like, "Oh, there's a Bone Widow. I'm quitting." It's like, no, why?
Yeah.
What, you picked public group?
Yeah.
If you didn't have to. You could have assembled your own group using the chat system.
So, obviously, we've been playing World of Warcraft, getting into the new expansion, doing it more and more. Nowhere near to Loz's experience. I haven't done dungeons for a long ass time. The first time I picked up dungeons again, I was tanking, and I said to everyone, really sorry, just so you guys know, this is the first time I've been tanking in a long time. We did the first boss, and our healer DC'd. And it was like, what's going on, right? We hadn't even got to the second boss, and our second healer DC'd. We did the second boss, and then our third healer DC'd. And then our
Shadowlands.
Yeah. And like, no one would say, "Oh, I didn't get the thing I wanted. I'm disconnecting now." Like, no one said anything like this. And
No one will say that. No one will own up to that.
And it's just like, why? It's just being really fucking shit. You know? And the worst thing is, if someone does say something, it'll be along the lines of, "Oh, you fucking scrub, you piece of shit, why are you being fucking Bone Widow? Oh my fucking god, you're disgusting, you're below the muck under my feet," sort of thing. Like, why can't you just say, "Sorry, don't want to play with a Bone Widow"? And then just leave.
Or just if you want to leave, then just well, yep, if I randomly click, I'll get Bone Widow, so I'll put my own group together. You probably get better people if you did that, you know. Next one. I don't know why people give you shit for Bone Widow. I play Voidrig, and my friend plays Bone Widow, and we both have jobs. Voidrig is good for killing the grunt enemies, but Arquebex is kind of weak against the Orphixes because they're immune to splash. Iron Bride tears them up, though. That's
interesting, because I always thought the Arquebex was great against the Orphix because you had the sort of like pinpoint accuracy.
Yeah, shoot the... I will on that one because I am not sure they're correct because the Arquebex is really... I found it's really good at just... That's the deployed gun, isn't it? Yeah. I find it's very good against them. You just sit down and go bloop, bloop, bloop. You know, gone in a few seconds. Very strange. Maybe they've got a good build on their Iron Bride, though, and it's doing a very good job.
Yeah.
Iron Bride, isn't it? Yeah. Next one. As someone who solos, because I have bad ping, I found that each necromech has a place for the event. Unless someone forms their own farming squad, they shouldn't judge the choice of their squad mates. I prefer Voidrig on the Grineer tile set because the Orphix that lodge themselves in awkward spots on some hypes. On the Corpus ship tile set, I prefer Bone Widow because of the higher DPS of the Juno Corpus, making survival more important. And all the Orphix lodge themselves in the ground on that tile set. Well, there we go. They've gone by tile set. Yeah, some of those Grineer locations are really weird, and that'd be really hard to hit with a sword.
Yeah.
Last point is pub matches equals anything goes. May not be wise to have explicit expectations from anyone. Hence, while they are often called randoms. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can find that clip by Brozine because that just seems a bit over the top. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh, quit if you see Bone Widow. No.
Oh, quit if you see what Warframe does Brozine play? Oh, Cora Brook. Oh, quit if you see a Brook. It's like, oh god. Anyway, yeah. So that's it for the topic.
Watch as I reach for a drink. Whee!
Are you mocking me because I destroyed my keyboard?
No. If I was to mock you, I'd say, "Oh no, I poured my drink on my virtual keyboard that doesn't exist."
Is it your virtual drink?
Oh no, it's a real drink. I can't get a virtual drink yet. However, I don't have hands.
Because otherwise, surely you would just pour it on the floor.
Yeah.
I love how it looks like you're pouring it onto your chest. I'm pouring the lotion on.
Warframe's refill on the chest.
Right, okay. So that's it for this week's topic, and now we're going to move on to the graphs. Good old graphs.
Yeah, so if anyone notices, this week might end up being quite a short one, but that will only help Xeno upload it. Because we are, don't know, silly me, we are having issues at the moment with lockdowns, but hopefully we shall fix that for next week.
Yeah. Cool, right. So going on to the graphs.
I mean, just to point out also, next week we can have sort of a bumper one because hopefully they're going to outline what they're going to want to do for the whole year. Because we'll do it after the dev stream, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, so we're going to record after the dev stream. Nice bumpery episode with lots of juicy tidbits to get into of good lore and things. That'll be good.
Genuinely, it's been...
Why does it say pause there?
Because at that point, we're going to pause for a minute.
Are we?
Yes. Good job, Loz.
How does it know?
Because I put it... Moving on. So we're going to go on to the graphs. So our first graph for this week is...
Come here, you.
What?
I'm trying to pull the... window.
Okay.
Oh, I'll just...
do you like do you like the Shadows of Mordor Nemesis system? Right? 22 people responded. 23% said that they never played it. 32% said yes, and 45% said it has some good points.
Right.
So that's interesting.
Yep.
I definitely fall into it has some good points, but I'm definitely not a yes.
I like it. It's original, and not many games do that kind of thing. I feel they were trying to get at something there. I would like to see more games try that kind of thing and do more things with it, to be honest.
No, I agree. It's just I felt that it it felt too
Like,
true to
I
like
don't know if does Cyberpunk have anything like that? Because because it really could have in a Cyberpunk world, for instance, you have like the corporate hierarchy of different companies, and you could try and.
no, God no. Cyberpunk is so different. It wouldn't work in Cyberpunk at all.
You sure?
Yeah,
Why not?
because narratives are driven around the characters. What happens
Yeah.
if you kill off a character? Right?
Yeah, it
How
would
could
have
they?
to. The whole game would have to pause for a moment while it descends into this thing, and then the main character, at the top of the CEO, yeah, and all they'd be all like named and pointless. Yeah, that is the
Either that,
feeling with it.
either that, or it'd have to be completely disconnected.
Yeah,
Right?
or you'd have to put an insane amount of things in for every possible voice actor's
Yeah.
end section for that character. Yeah.
So I want to go back to
But at
Cyberpunk.
the same time, I think like an indie game that does it for like working your way up the business tree where you go to work every day, and it's like the the hierarchy of your superiors, and that they're your nemesises. I think it could be quite fun.
Yeah. No, I
More
don't know.
games
I
could do it.
totally get where you're coming from. Right. So
Yeah.
the second graph.
Yep.
What do you think is the weakest part of the Lich system?
Ah.
Wow! Really?
Yeah, that is representative of the comments as well. Quite a few people echoed that point.
No. The fact that 5% said murmurs.
Yeah. No. So we'll go through it, and then I'll explain what some of the people were saying.
Okay, sure. Okay, cool. So 5% said murmurs. 10% said farming larvalings for weapons. 14% said the Lich fight themselves. 24% said lack of hierarchy / tiered system. 14% said the Requiem mods. And 33% said poor integration.
Yeah, see, poor integration, and then I like the second one, which is lack of hierarchy tier system. I mean, obviously we explained quite a vast one, but I do feel that it's like you kill a Lich and then that's it, and you get the weapon all in. It just feel like there's sort of like this, you're running, you're having a chase, then all of a sudden there's just this big gaping hole where there should be a little bit more content to carry you over a small cliff small chasm, and it's like it just needs to get there. It's like it's waving at you from this side of the chasm, and it just doesn't carry you to the end goal.
Yeah.
But the poor integration, so there's a couple of points on that actually. So yes, Yokai1235, and this was sort of echoed by Piffelix as well. The problem of the murmurs isn't the grind; it's the fact that it's entirely separated from everything else. I would like everything else would be more interesting to acquire murmurs by executing regular enemies with the Parazon. Also, is incredibly awful that the Lich only invade you if you're on a Lich mission, and even then, they are harder to show up than a mid-level boss. So yeah, that's the thing, is because it's it's there, but it's so disjointed from the normal solar system map. I wonder if they were too worried to not go the whole hog and just push it into the game, that you click on a node and you have to go on a special Lich node and to fight the Lich, and even then you don't even see the Lich turning up. And also the thing with murmurs is that if you took the murmurs and you just made it that you get murmurs from doing lots of stuff, a lot more general stuff, just there's a murmur, because there's a lot of information on the screen. Well, that's useful, and you don't have to focus and just only find the thralls on Lich missions again. That would just make it so much easier that you don't have to focus on doing the Lich. You could do other stuff and acquire your murmurs and then go, oh yeah, it's time for the Lich,
I think part of the problem was the concept of the murmur. Like, it was trying to be too. I mean, what is a murmur, right? It's like I maybe I'm taking this too literal, but it sounds to me it's like, oh, you're getting a rumor as to what the possible Requiem mod is. It's for us, realistically, it's just a glorified counter to actually allude to, hey, it's this specific Requiem mod. Like, but I think they were trying to make it have an in-game logistical sense. Yeah.
No, yeah, but Okay, so but if it's information, right, about the Lich is what you're finding with each murmur, yeah?
Sure, yeah.
Right? You might be able to scour that information from the data pad on any number of Grineer. You know, it could be little bits of information that work towards, you know, a big story about shipping crates that from one thing, and then what's being shipped is on a different Grineer. You know, and this you're piecing it together from just fighting Grineer in general,
Yeah.
instead of having to be just the thralls.
I completely agree with you. I think it's more.
Or hell, just put a rare drop chance on regular mobs. You know, it doesn't have to be as high as the thralls, but
yeah.
just that.
So it's in the drop table.
Yeah, so it's in the drop table while you have a Lich up. I think that's what people. And there's another point here, by the way, explaining it, which I'm pretty sure this is from JJ24. I don't have it written down there, but I know the format that they answer questions.
Can I? There's one thing I wanted to point out though, that
What?
they were saying that they, as far as I understood it, they didn't like the fact that the Lich, you had to be in a special Lich node in order for the Lich to turn up.
No, not the Lich node. That you have to go and select the Lich version of that node when you click on it.
Yeah, so okay, fine. The Lich version of that node.
Node, yeah. Not just you go to that node. Yeah, so it's 2 levels of specificness.
I've got to be honest, I much prefer to be able to control whether or not the Lich turns up in that mission at all. Because the last thing I fucking want is, oh look, I'm currently doing something really fucking important. Oh, a Lich turns up. Again, that was the whole RNG thing that I hated about the Nemesis system. I do want to retain.
I'm completely against you on this, because that guts the system. It literally walks up to it, stabs its guts, and pulls it on the floor just so you can go, oh, I want to see my Lich right now. I want to do my spy mission. That's you.
Yeah.
Like, no, the Lich is part of the solar system now. That is your Lich. That is hunting you. It doesn't give a damn that you want to do your spy mission. It's turning up right now to come stab you in the back. But you're like, no, I don't. Now I want the choice of protecting myself in my special Warframe. I'm being a bit mean, but
yeah.
Look at me, I'm a privileged player that plays with pretty princesses when I want to do my spy missions with no Liches turning up.
Was that a coherent English? Because I couldn't make a single word of that.
Yeah, no, I'm just playing it up, but I do think that the fact that you like that, I mean, because like I was saying last week that I feel that the way that the thralls work, so the larveling works, that, you know, it doesn't have that organicness that it's supposed to just be one that you randomly killed, you actually actively choose, is something I'm fine to give for the narrative just to make it work for the player. Like, I'll give you that one because that means that you don't get saddled with a Lich you don't want. That's what you're kind of the direction you're going, quality of life. But I want to take back from you. I don't like the fact that you think you can just go, oh, I don't want to fight the Lich right now, have it turn up. Why not? It's your Lich. Maybe I would say that, in my opinion, one Lich occupies too much of the solar system. I think maybe it should limit it to one planet. Well, I will trade you that in comparison. But I don't think you should get the choice. You've got the Lich. If you're not dealing with it, it'll turn up on that planet when you go.
In that case, how would you feel about a consumable item?
I'm fine with it. I know what you're going to say, and yeah, that's fine. That sort of shrouds you from the Lich for a day or so.
No, I was going to say interrupts the Lich turning up. So you get like the sort of stalker vibes of the stalkers, or the Gustrag 3 vibes of a Lich is going to turn up. You hit the button and it interrupts it. But it consumes whatever this thing is. And I don't know, maybe you can only build...
But you can just die.
What do you mean you just die?
If you die, the Lich goes away, doesn't it?
Yeah. How many people enjoyed failing that one mission in the Index?
Yeah, but you don't. But you're not failing your mission. You get to continue your mission. You're doing the spy missions, Xeno.
People are still going to have the same
spy missions, Xeno.
People are okay. Feign death. I want to feign death. I want a pill. I want a feign death pill.
Yes, I'm fine with that. I think that'd be kind of cool.
Okay. Should we...
And actually, I do believe in the past that consumables like that is what you're kind of looking for, aren't they? Because they were going to do the whole Echoes of Umbra, was it?
Oh God, no.
Yeah, and that was a consumable, and it didn't work. I like your feign death pill. It's not, don't be wrong, it's not like everyone's going to go clamoring for it, but that's not what it should be as a consumable. It should be like, this is something you might want to take and hang on to. And like, oh yeah, I can't bother doing this itch now. Duh. And if you did implement it that you couldn't pick it, and then people start using these, they won't be like, oh yeah, this is this is amazing, I'll go buy loads of these. But they will start going, yeah, it's pretty useful to have like 10 of these on yourself. Just oh yeah, whatever, lich, go away. Plain death.
I would say you can only make one a day kind of thing.
Yeah.
So you can only have one a day. You can't buy.
It's hard enough to make a lich turn up anyway, so it's not going to turn up multiple. It's not often going to turn up multiple times, mission to mission. So yeah, I think that should be fine. Right.
You had other points that you want to raise from the audience.
This is from JJ's. Yes. What do you think is the weakest part of the lich system? Poor integration. When I was hunting a lich, I thought these missions would be perfect to also hunt acolytes on the steel path at the same time. In other missions, I have more fun grinding out multiple. Let's try and pull this across. Multiple things at the same time. I keep playing Railjack because it's another source of affinity on top of gameplay. I can get other resources while I'm cracking void relics. Lich missions, hang on, sorry, last line. Lich missions are completely their own thing. The endless missions aren't even endless. The entire mode is crippled by the thrall spawning under set conditions and only those missions. And in only those missions.
I agree with a lot of this because one of the big problems I have with the vast array of submission types, there's too many now. So, like, you could have the Kuva Fortress, you could have the Kuva nodes, right? Sorry, the Kuva subnodes. Let's call it the Kuva subnodes. You could have the Fissure subnodes. You could have the Sortie subnodes. You could have there was another one. I can't remember off the top of my head. But even so, those three. Actually, let's throw the Thrall one on there as well. You could have the Lich subnodes. So that's 5. Well, there's 4 subnodes under one single node, and they can stack on top of each other, but you can't do both at the same time. I would personally love to see a Kuva Siphon with a Void Fissure. But you can't get that.
Yes. Yeah, you see, I'd love to see that kind of thing. That is changing the solar system from random missions you're doing into a more organic nature where things can just intersect.
Yeah.
That's why I used to always love when it would just go mission objectives changed and there in the middle of your mission. It just felt more alive.
So there is some elements to the problem though. Like, well, what if I just want to do the fissures, right? I don't want to do the Kuva Siphon, right?
You just leave it.
Yeah. But I do think that there is an element of people not going to like not doing the side objectives. I do think that there will.
If it was like that, my understanding though is the way it would work is, let's say a void what's the term? Portal?
Fissure?
Not portal. Fissure. Fissure. If a void fissure node was selected, and then that all of a sudden that was on the Kuva rotation in the same area, you'd do that node, you'd go through once, and if you ignore the Kuva Siphon and you just fail that side of the mission, but you finish your the Fissure side of things, the next time you click that node, there wouldn't be a siphon because that node's done.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be that big a deal. And the people that are running, let's say it's a capture for doing the void relics, they'd still pass the mission and they just keep going on. They barely noticed anything. It's like, oh, there's a Kuva Siphon this time. Still doing my capture for the next 15 minutes.
So here's a question for you. Should you be able to do a siphon? So should you be able to do a regular mission without the additional stuff separate? So like, oh yeah, I can do this capture, or I could do this capture with any of the side objectives as well. Like, should you be able to separate that, or should it all be just lumped into one node? I am thinking of the new player experience as well.
Well, seeing as The main things I'd want this for are things that unlock, like Kuva siphons, and you need the relics to do the void fishes, so they kind of have a sort of soft unlock. So a new player just going through it isn't going to care too much.
So you're fine with it just, so it's all mixed together, yeah?
Yeah, that's the way I would prefer it. I don't know
Cool.
if it would work, but that's how I prefer it.
Yeah. Okay. Do we
Right,
have...
let's move on to the next card. There is some more
Okay.
points, but I'll save those for comment section.
Sure. Okay, so that was 2. We're going to go on
Yeah.
to 3 now.
Yep.
Right, so this was keep larvalings or any Grineer could become a lich. This was in the same vein as Shadows of Mordor, where any enemy could effectively become a nemesis. 38 people said any Grineer should be able to become a lich, and 67% said keep the larvalings. I'm totally with the keep the larvalings. I know I was the one that suggested it, but I still want to keep the larvalings. I want to keep that control.
Pause.
Oh crap! How do? Right, back from the technical difficulties. So yeah, I said even though I suggested it, I want to keep the larvalings. Where are you on this?
I can't remember what you said, so I'm saying yes.
Cool. Right. So we're going to move on to. I'm pretty sure you want to keep the larvalings as well. So.
Oh yeah, no, they're fine.
Yep. Number 4. How many liches should you be able to have concurrently between 1 and 10? Right.
Is that? I've got that as. Sorry. Yes. Sorry. Yep.
Yep. Just trying to see if there were any numbers that weren't added to the thing. I'm pretty sure I can't see a 6. So no one said
a 9.
6 and 9.
Yeah.
5% said 2, 10, 8, and 7.
Yep.
14% said 5. 18% said 4. 23% said 1. Disappointed, guys. And 27% said 3.
Well, it's interesting they say 3 because obviously we're going to have 2, which is going to be. I know we meant per faction.
Yeah.
But we're going to have 2 up shortly anyway, I assume, because I think you're going to probably have a corporate, or are you? That's going to be interesting. I wonder if you could only have 1 lich up at a time. We will have to see.
I hope you can have multiple.
I do hope so as well. I do hope they're just like, oh no, you can't have a corpus lich right now because you have a Grineer lich. What's that got to do with anything?
Yeah.
Right.
I want my Grineer and corpus liches to fight.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. And then our last card. What could DE add to the Lich/Queen Pin system to improve its longevity? Right? 9% said add an Argon-like resource. Right?
Yep.
I'm kind of surprised. I thought that would have been a lot higher, but 23% said add unique Lich mods. So these are like just mods that only the Liches drop. Right? 32%, I mean, either the Liches could use them or you get the idea, right? 32% said bring Liches into regular missions, right? So that was the whole point of integration, so better integration, right?
That seems to be a very popular point across many assessments we've done today.
But the thing that, Loz actually suggested we added this to the card was 36% saying allied Lich talent trees.
See, I really think this points out the 2 main failings of the Lich system, which is the integration of while you're doing it, but also it just sort of ends. It's like, you've rescued a Lich, and what does it do? It sometimes comes on your missions a bit and sort of does
the
not
lack
much.
Of customization, expandability.
People want to see that customization. They want to go in depth with it. They want to do they feel they're progressing, with it, and that would be kind of cool. And I think that's that would be needed. That'd be the next
I think it would be interesting if the Liches could use mods, because then it'd be like, well, wait, so if the enemies are dropping these mods, does this mean the enemies can use the mods? Like, I think that would be like an interesting little tidbit, but yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Right, so that's it for the cards.
Graphs.
Wait, hold on. Shoot. The graphs. Now we're going to move on to the community responses. No, shit, I just read that on the goddamn thing. The supporter questions.
Tobiah asks, what is your largest disappointment with Warframe to date?
Largest
disappointment.
Oh,
Mine is the fact. Oh, it's going to be sort of split between the fact they haven't added more to Railjack since it came out, when I really enjoyed Railjack and the premise, but I can't. They probably like, oh, but people aren't spending more time in the old trap.
yeah.
People aren't spending more time in this. We can't put more content, but people need more content before you put stuff in before they go in there.
Yeah.
And the destruction of Arkwing, the same thing. It's the same thing. It's the same thing with Arkwing.
I'm gonna say the lack of expansion to Arkwing and thus ultimately the destruction of Arkwing,
Yeah.
plus the deadpan stop on cinematic quests.
I don't want to say the destruction of Arkwing. I want to say the corporate buyout of Arkwing.
Fine, the corporate buyout of Arkwing.
Then selling all the assets and closing down the shop.
Yep.
Zerugel. Oh no, sorry. There's another question from Tobiah. Why does Space Mom not love you? Because I'm me.
There you go.
You're not going to ask that question?
Well, because you're you.
Oh, okay, but okay. The Space Mom loves you then, clearly.
No.
Right,
Space Mom
Zerugel
doesn't love me because of you. Because you're you.
Because I see.
Yeah.
Yes, I see. Zerugel says, oh, I just remembered. I'd like to ask everyone to make sure you're subscribed to the channel, like the video, and share it if you can. It helps us out, and we'd really appreciate it. Zerugel asks, how it going with the YouTube Shorts so far?
It's so yeah.
Comfy, do they support everywhere you need? Don't
So
chafe.
I think I actually announced this was a couple of weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
The YouTube Shorts. I'm gonna start doing them. It's weird. The first one, which is a Warframe one, blew up massively. Right? It overshot the current Arbiter views in a very big way, but the subsequent ones have just been like getting barely any traffic. And the weird thing is, they're not coming from the shorts. So people aren't viewing them through the shorts feature. And I'm like,
It's bloody hidden, the shorts feature.
yeah,
so stupid.
it's like, hold on, YouTube, you want us to use this thing, but you're not going to promote it.
Yeah, it's clearly that it's supposed to be their version of, we need to like enable people to make TikTok style content because it went from Vine. So no, what was it? There's something before Vine, then to Vine, and now it's basically TikTok. It's like, we should make something with short form content. Right, there we go. And where are we going to put it? We have to use the app, and you have to go on a video, then scroll down, and it might appear, and then you can click on it, and then it's a whole left, right, up, down, swipey thing.
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy.
What?
Yeah.
Where's the button on the front screen that says, I want to watch YouTube Shorts? And then it goes, here's a YouTube Short for you.
The really daft thing is, you have to make the video public for people to see it on the Shorts.
Yeah.
But it's just another channel video.
So, yeah.
So it's this vertical. So people are seeing the thing. They're like, can you please make these 16:9? And like, instead of 9:16, so they're vertical. Can you make them landscape? And I'm like, well, no, because then it won't work on the Shorts thing.
Maybe here's something you can do. I know they don't always reply. Why don't you send a tweet to YouTube on Twitter, and maybe they'll listen to you.
Sure.
Maybe what they've added in is that the first time a channel uses YouTube Shorts, it gives them a boost to try and encourage them to use it.
Honestly, there's no way to know.
Yeah. Drunk Arbiter. What's a terrible weapon you would like to see in the game?
A bedpan. What? A bedpan makes for a terrible weapon.
First of all, bedpans make for amazing weapons, just like frying pans.
No.
Secondly, no.
I think you mean the Vorpal pan, but yeah. You know what I'm referring to, right?
No.
Oh, it's in Dead Cells. You can actually get like a frying pan, and I love that weapon. It's freaking amazing.
I want the pile buster. Is that what it's called? I can't remember.
Pile bunker.
Pile bunker. Yeah, the big. It was going to be a Grenier one. It was going to be so good.
Yeah.
Like weapon, because I don't know how you'd build a combo around that kind of thing, but I just think it would be cool. Just like big spike punch and you go and shoot it off and kill people. It'd be good.
Yep.
And that is it for the supporter questions.
Yep. And now we're going to go into the
The
community. I'll deal with it.
question.
And now we're going to go into the community responses, or Loz is going to deal with it.
Speak again with one hand. Anyway, moving on. So, comments. Agent Oracle, bold of you to start with a mission failed footage.
Did I?
Apparently. Right, there's the names from last week. There's the comments. Right, Piffelix. Yes, again. So most of the people were talking about, obviously, the topic, which was to do with liches. And I do feel there's a bit of a back and forth about Piffelix, because I want to read this. So we're talking about the weekly. Do you remember? I'm going to read this point out.
The weekly?
The weekly. Yeah, we were going to say about some sort of weekly quest that would enable you to get several of the things done in one go.
Oh, the Nightwave stuff. Yeah. There was multiple options.
So a weekly? You serious? People can kill 3 liches a week. You shouldn't be waiting for a lich booster to appear once per week if you can brainwash/kill within 2 or 3 days. Not even joking. I killed 3 liches last week and already working on another. People aren't as slow as you expect them to be. Me, even as a casual. I can quickly set up a group to murder 3 or even more liches within a few days and be ranking in weapons, ephemeras, and even allies by the dozens. Okay, that is more. Oh, yeah, sorry. So it was that, right? And I'm like, 3 liches in a week. Casual. Not quite Piffelix. Like, the casual person is probably killing 0. But then I don't want to put it that. They do. I think then we said something, and then Piffelix did respond. Okay, that is more reasonable. A lich a week, minimum effort, works for me. Okay, you are fine. Yes. Now, the casual is 0, but to be honest, 1 lich a week is, if somebody was trying to do them at a casual rate, they do 1 lich a week. 3 liches a week is not casual. I'm sorry. I mean, I do. The reason why I pick points up, and I don't really mean to pick on you, Pickovix, but it's just that it just hit me that sometimes we don't consider other people, and I do try and outline when, like, we have the ability that, because we just buy Primax. I know I do for when things. So I don't appreciate that grind these days, and I'm aware of it. But I do feel here that the feeling that if you think 3 liches is casual, I was like, oh, it's pretty hardcore, my friend. 3. I know, don't get me wrong. You'll probably be able to tell me there's somebody who can do 1 a day or can do 15 a week or something, and it's just like, that's nice.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Yes, I can do 1 a day. I actively choose not to do 1 a day because I have other shit to do. I mean, the problem is that, we have huge time commitments as we grow up. It's like, oh yeah, now I have to go record footage for. Oh god,
be responsible.
Don't do the job thing. The job thing depresses me sometimes. Like, I both love and hate my job at the same time.
But anyway, another thing Piffelix was saying about, which I thought was really interesting, was we were suggesting all these. We were saying these additional currencies and whatever to acquire these items.
Yes.
Why not use existing currencies or things as a currency within the system? So, for instance, the Parazon relics and the Parazon mods themselves, you could use that. Why not just exchange those for the things we're talking about? That would make sense because it's still tied into the lich system. If you had spare, you can expend them.
The Requiem
I think that's
mods.
a good idea. Yeah, the Requiem mods and the Requiem mods things and the Requiem relics, whatever they are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
use those as the resource. So you trade those in to get the things we were talking about.
What the
murmur bit.
Yeah. The the hinting things. Yes.
Yeah. And that fits. That makes sense.
I'm okay.
Or at least the option to do that.
I think what I would like is we have this token-based system as previously described, but you could convert the Requiem relics into the tokens. Because I'll be honest, farming the Requiem relics, I personally find is boring as shit. Right?
But if they're being used for these additional things, more than just the
but my point is
pipeline, you'd get more.
You
have to increase the amount you're getting.
The point is the additional, right? So you can still get the tokens via other means. That's the important thing I want to keep.
Fair enough.
Yep.
They also suggested item stars, but I wanted to point out that I don't like there's only 2 item stars in the game. I want to see like more. Why aren't there more different colors? Why isn't it, different. Maybe it's a guessing game, and each item is different, so that sometimes they want to put different colors in. They do different things, or they glow differently. Shame. Just know there's 2 stars in the world. Sorry, in the solar system. Moving on, I've done that one from JJ24. Dansen Origins. Why not a free murmur alert that refreshes every 3 days that also drops Requiem relics, Kuva, and also special Kuva mods like Peculiar Bloom and Growth? And have liches drop universal medallions depending on its rank. Like a rank 1 lich drops 1 and a rank 5 drops 5, affected by a resource booster. Hey, it's some good sessions with the alert system. Yeah, alert. It's kind of what we're saying, you know.
I do like a lot of that, but I do feel that there were problems with the alert system. I mean, they were saying, what was it, 1 per 3 days?
Yeah, but you basically have alerts like that already. Like,
yeah, so that's not as bad.
What's her name? Ah, God, what's her name?
The Gift of the Lotus stuff.
No.
What?
No, Maru. Maru basically has a weekly alert to do an item sculpture.
Yeah.
Yeah, be like that.
So,
or the Darvo.
Yeah, so I don't think that's too bad. I think 3 a week. So was it 3? No, it was once every 3 days, wasn't it?
Yep, that'd be 2 point something a week.
I dislike the fact that it will change each day, sort of like, you know, it will change when it resets.
You know, don't like that.
No, it would just be difficult to follow which day that it resets on. You'd have to log into the game every day to just check, oh, what day is it resetting on?
Oh, yeah, I see what you mean. It'd be like, did I do it 2 days ago or 3 days ago? I can't remember.
Yeah. So like, oh, it starts on Monday, then it's Thursday, then it's Sunday, then it's Wednesday, then it's Saturday, and it keeps on shifting, and like that's my concern, right? If it's a case of every Monday and Friday it resets, then there's no question about it.
Fair enough. And then the next one, so the last one is Bonez the Wonderful again. I like this one actually, because I'll explain how. Spy should give you, well, I like the idea. I'm not sure the numbers on things right. Spy should give you 4 times the number amount. I think it's in murmurs. That is doubled if all 3 are completed flawlessly. An alternative, Teshin could say, Tenno, your foe grows brighter and leaves you shrouded in shadow. I know of a weakness if you believe yourself capable. And then you get a capture quest where it's a glorified war fight. You win, you unlock a Requiem. You fail, you get nothing. Now, those are the specifics on it, but I like what they're trying to get at here, because what they're trying to do, again, it's trying to integrate it and give you reasons to do all the different game modes. And I would like it if maybe do you remember that at one point they were trying to come up with a thing where if you did different mission types, it would kind of stack up and give you bonus stuff?
I don't remember this now.
Because it was Scott was talking about it, that they're trying, they needed to get people out of the survivals and things, and they needed to give people reasons to go do an exterminate or go do an interception on random modes, so each mode would actually get an equal amount of playtime or more playtime. And it would be kind of cool if they kind of gave you mini quests where it was like, do this exterminate, now do this spy, now do this interception on these specific Grineer nodes, and then you got murmurs. Like it kind of like a mini little quest tree thing. I like the idea of doing different missions to get the rewards.
I do like that. Do I have an issue with this? I think it would just be down to implementation. I just don't think that they could half-ass it.
Maybe. Yeah, it would need a UI and everything, wouldn't it, really? Right, that's it.
Cool. So
we talk about memes.
Yeah. Oh my god, you're doing the meme time? You always get me to do the meme time.
I know, but I was confusing you with talk of missions.
It's true. Right. Okay. Let's move on to the memes, to which I will get the memes up as well, because I don't have them up. Right. You ready?
Yeah, put number 1 up. I did get them saved, didn't I? Just check. See Dropbox is updated or not.
Yeah, it looks like it's saved.
Okay. Meme number 1? Yeah, there we go. Okay. Meme number 1. Interesting title, Prime. So, Tenno, What'd you get after your first Void Fisher mission? I got a Harrow chassis blueprint. I guess that's going to be my first new frame. The reason I picked this one is because I keep telling you that there are lots of memes about farming Harrow. So I was like, there we go. I have to have this one.
Oh, God,
Prove they
because
exist.
I don't remember where the first defection mission is. Not only that, oh, God, where's the other part? I can't remember where the other part is. I really can't remember. Did anyone say where the other part is?
No, I think it's just known as a thing. So
Warframe,
it's just,
Wiki, Harrow. I need to know where the other part is because it's bugging me.
Well, parts.
Hold on, where's the... So... Chassis... Wait, hold on, what's the drop? What is this? What is this? The chassis is from Void Fisher enemies. The optics can be rotation C on Spy on Pago. The Kuva Fortress. Oh yes, that's where it is. Right, I'm with you now.
Okay, meme number 2.
Yeah, okay. What the hell?
Did it come up?
Sorry, I hit the button. Didn't hit the button. Yeah.
Aha! That orange D-pad is always in my face. Me enters the sanctuary. Cephalon Simaris.
Fuck.
Yes, he's watching you, Tenno. He's watching you.
What is that line on the eye?
Line on the eye.
It's just a random line on the eye.
Yep.
We'll cut out this much to be like, you know, where the edge of the eye is. No, I'm gonna make it bigger. Right.
Meme number 3.
We go for number 3. Huh?
I assume this pretty much sums up Orphix Venom. So long, and thanks for all the phase excels. Potato children breaking your expensive stuff with space magic. Figure out how to turn off their space magic. They bring store brand space magic they found in Step Down's basement. They bring store brand space magic they found in Step Down's basement. The Gru meme. This is a nice return. Good usage.
Good. Yep.
I like vintage that. And it is so true. It's like, figure out how to stop off their space magic. They find space magic in basement. What? Yep.
Very vintage.
Very vintage.
Right. Number 4.
Meme number 4? Yes. Much doggo. At least it was removed before it could be tainted by 2020. Operation Plaguestar. I offer hunter mods, cool arcanes, and former. Operation Buried Debts. I have Optical Vandal. Please play. Yep.
Wait. What was your... Wait, was Buried Debts removed from...
I don't know. I don't know about that.
Surely the Thermia fractures or whatever is still
going.
spawn.
Yeah, I don't know. I saw them up, but I don't know. So I don't know about that. Let me just have a quick look on the page. Does it say? To be fair, Thermia fractures also give access to Hildren, so I don't know if it's been removed or not. I don't think it has. I haven't heard anything about that, but...
Yeah, fuck knows. Anyway.
But still, I'd have to admit, Thermia Fractures was just dead on arrival because I did it once and I was like, okay, I'm never going to have to do this again. If Plaguestar came back tomorrow, I'd do it for a few runs. Easily, Plaguestar. You know, there'd be people doing it. It'd be exciting. Buried Debt should have been the same. It should have been saved and came back now and then rarely. And it'd be like, whoa, the Optical Vandal's back. Whoa, let's all go do it. People want it for this, that, the other. Instead, it's just like, it's just there. And it's like, oh, but if you do it, Tenno, you'll increase the credit rewards that everyone gets on the Valis.
Yeah. Anywho.
The what?
Next one.
Meme number 5. Kubro versus Kavat. Know your companions. Kubro. You let me die, you monster. Minus 40% loyalty. Plus, every day they don't see you. Minus 10% loyalty. Kavat. Dies over 999 times. Last logged on 365 days ago. Player banned until 2035. Loyalty always 100%.
Yep. I get this. Yep.
Kvat, eternally loyal.
Yeah.
The thing is though, it's not that the Kvat is that it's only loyal. It's that it just shows how they came out when they first had the Kubros and they made the pet system. And they made all these things of it, and they've done nothing since then but slowly gut that pet system, slice by slice by salami slice. And now the Kubro, you look at it, and it's still got some of these relics that existed when you had the full system.
Yeah.
And it's like, why does it have this anymore? Why is it the most butchered thing just because it was first?
Yeah.
Yep. They're like, oh, we won't have that for Kvats. To be fair, which is more loyal, a dog or a cat?
Yeah, you're not wrong. Right. And then meme number 6.
Meme number 6, just titled "Thanks." My friends giving me their spare gear. Me who just installed the game.
Yep. Yeah.
Would you like to buy? Would you like to have a necromech?
Oh my god! Really? Oh, RPGs. Piece of cracker.
Yep. Now, I will actually say in the description below, I can't show it because there's nothing to show on it, because it's a video. There is actually bonus meme this week. You have the 7th meme, which only comes out for special cases. And in the link in the description, sorry, not in the link in the description, right? In the link, yes, no, a link in the description below.
Yeah,
I
good
got
job.
it right, and I still question myself. Fail. Right. Link in the description below. There will be the 7th meme. And so all these memes, by the way, can be found on the r/memeframe subreddit. But the 7th meme was made by our good friend Nazareth. And it's a Warframe variation on the Silence Wench meme.
Right.
Which I randomly decided to say, wouldn't it be good if we had this meme that said like this for Warframe? And Nazareth took that quote of me saying it and put it into video form. And so it's either we don't have anything to show because I didn't tell Xeno to get anything to show, but it's in there in the description below. It's the 7th meme. Might even put bonus meme next to it, just so you know. Go have a watch. I think it's brilliant, and I watch it. I'm like, wow, I put too much effort into saying that. But Nazareth definitely put too much effort into this video. It is very good. Found the perfect quote for the Worm Queen to go at the start, and then I feel my delivery was pretty good, and it timing Nazareth has done is very good, very good.
I'll have to check it out. Right.
Yes, it is.
We're now going to move on to the community responses. Oh,
and I will
community shoutouts.
I can do this. I can do this.
Okay, cool. So shall I start, or do you want me to?
Yeah, you can start.
Right,
you start.
So our first community shoutout is: how would you caption this by Chicken Draws Dogs? Yep, I really like this one. How would you caption this, Loz?
See those two there? They're mine. No, I don't care what you say this time. Yeah, so I don't care what you say this time. You see those two over there? Those are mine.
Oh, that's
in fact, I might actually write that one in because I like it.
Yep.
Right.
All right. Then, what's it called? Community shout out number 2 is Glitchy Octave Mood by Zero Control. So obviously this is Octavia, and yeah.
Nice.
Yep. Lovely piece.
All
right. The third community shout out. So I don't know if you remember the Oberon and Ivara combination. We've had a number of them on, all by Maud. So this is My Idiots with Clothes by Maud of the Wild. I'm very glad that Maud actually changed his name because I couldn't pronounce it still. Right?
Yep.
The fourth community shout out is Aru Concept by Elfie. This is a Warframe concept and apparently a...
Meet Aru, who mixing the strength of body and electric fire elements. My Kaiju OC gave me ideas for this Warframe.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right.
Like that helmet, yep.
The fifth community shout out is Custom Wisp Skin by Leonardo. Really like this one.
Look through this. Oh, yes. See, I like that so much more than the sort of similar one that Excalibur's gotten. I just don't like the Excalibur one. Oh, and they got some concept art. Nice. I see a Loki one and a Trinity.
Right. And then
That is cool.
Last community shout out is Wisp as Aphrodite from Hades by Crows Putin.
And I've not played Hades.
No, I need to play more Hades. Cool.
Yeah.
Right.
That looks awesome.
That is it.
I assume there's probably the Aphrodite character in the same pose doing this.
I assume so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen her in game, but I've not seen her like in that pose, so I don't honestly know. But still, I actually loved it. So right, let's round off the show. And
yes,
time for your quote.
For over 20,000 years, Orokin conquerors returning from the conflicts enjoyed the honor of a triumph, a tumultuous parade. In the procession came Shazwinners and dancers and strange animals from the conquered planets, together with ships laden with treasure and captured supplies. The conqueror rode on a triumphant vessel, and dazed prisoners trapped in chains before him. Sometimes his children, robed in gold, stood with him on the vessel, or rode alongside their Orokin father. A slave stood behind the conqueror, holding a golden crown and whispering in his ear. Oh God, I need to prevent it. Whispering in his ear a warning that all glory is fleeting.
Could you do it again? Because I got sidetracked by your Shazwinners.
Shazwin, yeah, why? The word
Shazwin players? Oh, okay.
What's trumpeters?
Yeah,
Shazwinners.
You don't say guitarers, do you? Shazwinists? There you go.
Shazwinists. Right. Shazwinists. For over 20,000 years, Orokin conquerors returning from the conflicts enjoyed the honor of a triumph, a tumultuous parade. In the procession came Shazwinists and dancers and strange animals from the conquered planets, together with ships laden with treasure and captured supplies. The conqueror rode on a triumphal vessel, and dazed prisoners trapped in chains before him. Sometimes his children, robed in gold, stood with him on his vessel, or rode alongside their Orokin father. A slave stood behind the conqueror, holding a golden crown and whispering in his ear a warning that all glory is fleeting.
Oh, God. Okay, I've got
You won't get this.
I won't get it?
You won't.
Okay.
It's an old film. 1970.
Oh, damn. Yeah, I won't get it at all. Like, I was thinking...
It's a war film.
I was thinking 300 with...
yes.
What's
his name? Kind of style of talking, isn't it? Yes.
Yeah. What's his name?
Oh,
I can't remember his name.
Leonidas, and you're talking about the leader of the things.
This is going to bug me. As soon as we finish, I'm just going to blurt out loud.
Xerxes.
That's the fucker. Yeah, Xerxes. Like, I was thinking that, but the whole someone carrying the crown... So is it still a crown?
Yes. Yes, a golden crown.
Still a golden crown.
Yep. It's a 1970 war film, and it is named. The name is what a famous United States general. It's just one word. So unless you know your famous United States generals, I'm
probably not going to get this at all.
Okay. So the film is just called Patton.
Patton. Oh, okay.
Patton. General Patton.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that's really, really good quote. But apart from the Shazwinners,
Shazwinners.
We fixed that. We fixed
it for the internet, by the way. So the verb or the noun for a group of Shazwin players, we've decided is Shazwinists.
Yeah.
There we go.
Right.
We've expanded the lexicon of the Warframe universe, everyone. Shazwinists.
Right.
Not Shazwinners.
So that's it for this week's episode. Unfortunately, the Patreon names are currently missing. That's because the website is down. Loz, the website is down.
The website is down. Flailing. The website is down.
The website is down.
Just
Do you know what, tell you
something's
what?
moving up. What
Tell
does
you
that
what,
say? There's something moving up on the Patreon support.
that is just not available, right? So tell you what, Loz, go ahead and do some flailing.
The website is down.
The website is down.
The website is down.
And as we haven't actually gotten to the end of this footage, one thing I will let everyone know is when I was recording this footage, it took so long to do this stupid fight with Lephantis on Steel Path. I actually failed it because it was taking too long to kill the fuckers because of their stupid hit spots. So, yeah, there's a little fun thing. That's it for this episode. What?
No, I'm just watching you.
Yeah, that's it for this episode. And we will see you for next week. Say goodbye, Loz.
Bye-bye, Loz.